What's up? What's going on, world of YouTube? This is RJ Game News USA back today with another video. And today we're going to go over Sid Meier's Civilization 7, but we're not going to go over the review scores from the critics who gave it an 80 on Metacritic. We're going to go over the user scores, which was a disappointing 3.8. Now, sometimes we'll do this whenever we see a huge discrepancy between what reviewers are saying and what the users are saying, and we're going to figure out why the fuck the users are giving it such a bad score to 3.8 and try to figure this out. So if you like this kind of content, please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you hadn't already, and let's jump into it. So like I said, based on 91 reviews, the critics gave it an 80. Pretty standard Metacritic score for games. But the user scores, 226 reviewers on the user scores, giving it a 3.8. That's not very good. Was this review bombed, and why would it be? I don't feel like the game is very controversial. Let's get into some of the reviews now for the users. We have a 1 out of 10 by Abby Kangaroo, who says, "This is not a Civ game. 2K fumbled so hard with everything. I am not even going to mention the UI since you already heard about it. But the game itself, if it was called anything else, you wouldn't think it had anything to do with the Civ franchise." So yeah, that is one way to piss off your audience. If you have a dedicated fan base to your franchise and you change the game up so dramatically that somebody walks away giving it a 1 out of 10. Well, it wasn't all bad reviews though, because we have a user score from Garriston, who gave it a 10 out of 10, saying the best Civ ever. City growth is exciting. Glad to say goodbye to workers. New additions are clever and give depth. Era endings and renewals, more support, resource management, towns, cities. I had pleasure all along this game while I used to be bored after middle age. So this guy seems to acknowledge what the first reviewer said as far as there being lots of changes. However, he clearly liked the changes. Then we have T. Styrek with a 9 out of 10, saying, "I love this game. It's beautiful, runs well, is full of new and exciting mechanics and content. Already 100 hours in, and I already know it will give me thousands of hours of entertainment. Good job, fellas." Wow, I can't imagine putting that much time into a Civ game, but some people really get involved. They get deep in the weeds. We got another really bad review. A 1 out of 10 from Gija, saying, "What the fuck happened here? The UI is so poorly designed it feels like someone with no experience in a UX gave it a shot for the first time. Putting something together in their basement before even learning the basics. It's flat, lifeless, and somehow manages to look worse than past Civ games." Wow. You're seeing a wide variety of opinions on this. Cracker Case gave it a 0 out of 10, saying, "I hate this game. The Aegis system is bad. It feels bad to play it. I want to know who was personally responsible for this decision so I can avoid any future games that they ever work on." This guy went hard in the paint. He is pissed. He hates the game. Actually hates the game. We have Delentra02 with an 8 out of 10. I think the game is being unfairly shit. Studio is evolving the gameplay and it's shit. it had just been a graphical evolution of 6, people would have been howling too. I see a lot of criticism of the interface, which, while lacking polish, isn't that bad. So this guy took time out to complain about other user scores he's seen. Then we have Gaffa with a 5 out of 10. The gameplay is good, but the interface looks and acts very much like it was designed for consoles, and is kind of embarrassing for a series of this caliber. Despite having played Civ games for 32 years and having put several hundred hours into each of the previous 6 titles, I left feeling underwhelmed. So yeah, I do notice a common string of criticism for this game is the UI. It is a problem, and I tend to think those people probably know what they're talking about better than me, because I don't really play the Civ games. So we're getting to the bottom of this. Ash Blurry with a 4 out of 10. All the things that make a Civ game have been removed or diminished. I don't feel like I am in charge of my civilization. Every accomplishment I make just feels like it simply doesn't matter. Has every era just feels like a reset. This feels like a dumbed down version. Yep, so 2 criticisms we've heard consistently now. The UI's bad, and the gameplay changes are worse than the previous games. Some people, though, say they like those changes. Gumblepunk24 with a 9 out of 10, saying, I've been playing the Civ franchise since it began, and thus see myself very much as central to the franchise, if not more so than Sydney himself. Everything was perfect until this iteration. Yes, when Civs 4, 5, and 6 come out, I waited a week. Okay, this guy's rambling. He gave it an out of 10. Doesn't really get to a point. How about New York City Mail with a 1 out of 10, and we'll end this discussion with this, saying, don't waste your money. If you play the game more than 2 hours, Steam won't provide a refund, even though a typical Civ game can take 8 to 10 hours. The biggest failure of this game is that it just isn't fun. And I've been playing the Civ franchise since the original. So guys, I think we sort of did get to the bottom of why people are really upset. I'm not sure why more reviewers didn't touch on this, about the UI or the changes being negative, but I'm going to tend to side with the user scores here. Often, reviewers will play with kid gloves a little bit in the gaming industry. The movie industry, they're cutthroat. The reviewers are harsher than the audience. In gaming, the audience is harsher than the reviewers, generally. I don't think this was purposely review bombed or anything. But I think it's fair to say probably somewhere between what the user scores are and what the actual review scores are, somewhere in the middle lies the truth. And with that, guys, I hope this helps inform your purchasing decision a little better if you haven't already picked this game up. I'm not really interested into it. It's really not my style of game. But let me know in the comments below if you plan on playing it. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace. I'm out. Have a good one.